6 of one, half dozen of the other. That's what one supporter of the PNP had to say out of frustration when asked if she understood what she was protesting for.
6 of one, half dozen, I'm not sure, but that is it.
Now, usually that proverb means both things are basically the same, but are they really? The FID and the Integrity Commission are not the same. They are two separate independent bodies with different roles and legal mandates. But Mark Golding didn't take the time to educate his supporters on that.
I don't understand about the agency, but all I know is that the man only can account.
Instead, he rounded up a crowd and sent them to the streets, clueless about what they were even protesting. This may very well be a preview of what a PNP-led government in Jamaica would look like: misinformation and protest over manufactured rage. No, these are the same supporters from back in the day, the same ones who tagged along behind the PNP for years, trapped in the same cycle of dependency that the People's National Party has kept them in. A system built not to empower, but to maintain control through handouts and hollow promises. Mark Golding isn't just leading a party, he's leading a parade of uncertainty, building on vibes and slogans, not facts or a strategy. This is how they handle opposition, with confusion and chaos. Imagine how they'd manage government. Now, Jamaica, we're not telling you who to vote for, but we are reminding you of one thing. If you don't vote, these people are going to be the ones who end up deciding your future. Leadership matters, information matters, it makes a difference who lead the people.
Yes, JPU family, welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Guys, I have long said that the Jamaica intelligence community, the security apparatus of Jamaica, need to declare Rise United movement as a threat to national security. I said that around 2001, that was a couple of years before Melissa Silvera was unalived, and they tried to cover up her homicide to protect her accused and the People's National Party. Yes, there's a difference between protesting, exercise your right to free speech, to freedom of expression based on truth and fact, versus going out there based on disinformation and lies to cause fake outrage. First of all, it is costly because the government has to provide security for these events. The second thing is you can cause people to be harmed when you go out there with false information and on false premise. You understand, guys? It poses a threat to public safety and order. What are they protesting about? They say that they're protesting against corruption. Where is the corruption? There is no corruption. Dennis Chung was appointed by the Service Commission. You don't need a protest to say that you disapprove. You're free to say that you disapprove. But you can put out a statement and things like that. You don't need to be gathering people going out there. The people them out there don't even know why they're out there. They have no clue what FID is. You don't educate the people. You don't tell them anything. You just bringing people out there with signs and placards with people's names on it, telling lies on people, putting out false information about people. That poses a threat not just to national security, but to individuals, people's safety. This is why Dennis Chung has to get police protection. And I think it is high time that the security apparatus of Jamaica gather themselves, assess the situation, and declare Rise United movement group within the PNP a threat to national security. Uno know say, when I saw the behavior of these people, I wrote a 4-page letter to the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica and alerted them and made them aware that there is a group within the People's National Party that poses a threat to national security, led by Peter Bunting, Mark Golding, and Dayton Campbell. Yes, And right after that, the US ambassador to Jamaica at the time came out and said that bunting is a problem. I call up people name, I report people wrongfully, I make people visa get take away and all them something there. And then them come and them kill Melissa and cover it up. I want to see how that whole thing played out. They're getting more dangerous, guys, as the election draws near. I was never wrong. I want to see it. Yes, there are threats to national security. I don't care who's offended or who vexed. It is what it is. You cannot go out there accept people and Jamaican citizens who are stepping up to serve their country. You can't be doing that. You're causing problem for people and people's reputation and people's safety. This is not politics. And this needs more than members of the JLP to go out there and stage counter protest. It is much more serious than that because though that is good, that is not helping the people them who they are targeting and going out there with people with their names and false information and false perception. That is not solving the problem. You have to get the intelligence community involved, get them to assess the situation and call these people what they are. Where the police and the security people in Jamaica got to wait until the PNP and the risers them cause somebody to get hurt and killed before they do something? No, you need to call them people here a threat to national security. Them are trying to disrupt social order, public order. It is very clear, and they're becoming more and more desperate. You see, people who are supposed to be rational thinking people, like even Dr. Phillips, gone out there, gone assist them to do these things, targeting people. There's nothing wrong with the police them of Jamaica to come out and call these people a threat to national security because they are. Who cares? Them are gonna go out there and say, oh, free speech and oppression and suppression. Nobody cares. Look at the things what una do with them other people. I target people and go out there and set people upon people. We cannot have that. It's time for them stand up. Dr. Chang, the police commissioner, everybody who responds for intelligence and security. You no need to call them people you're a threat to national security. You don't need glasses to see it. Jamaica is becoming a modern, a more developed country. And we need to understand that when it comes on to national security, it's not just about who take up gun and do things. It is also about who pose other sort of threats to the country, right? Yes, we have a problem with, gun crimes and things like that, but that's not all there is when it comes on to crime. There are different categories of threats to a country. And I am telling you now, just like I said in 2001, that Rise United in the PNP poses a threat to national security. Guys, this is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Watch this video till the end, guys. There's been a report that Lawrence Rowe is speaking with MOCA regarding some corruption allegation at the St. Andrew and Kingston Parish Council. Have a listen.
A statement given to the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA has formally accused the PNP-controlled Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, of operating a scheme where public funds are used to finance the campaign activities of PNP caretakers and candidates. The 6-page statement also accuses the KSAMC of issuing some of its budgetary allocations to PNP representatives for their personal use. The statement was given by former PNP caretaker for Central Kingston, Lawrence Rowe. Law enforcement sources say the development comes as the corruption scandal which hit the KSAMC and the opposition PNP earlier this year has taken a major turn. George Davis has this Nationwide News exclusive.
The statement given by Lawrence Rowe to MOCA makes for stunning reading. It name drops at least 7 PNP officials and representatives, and with extensive detail accusing them of being involved in a ruse to defraud the KSAMC. Rowe told MOCA that monies have been issued by the KSAMC to several candidates, including in one key marginal seat in the corporate area. He detailed instances of being contacted by an official from the KSAMC and offered money from the corporation to fund political work. Rowe told MOCA that the PNP member and the staffer at the KSAMC who issued the money to PNP political representatives overtly made a request for the transaction to be kept secret. The former PNP candidate told police investigators, quote, "I believe that the monies were from the KSAMC and it was to be a secret." End quote. He says the instruction from the PNP member who works at the KSAMC was that the funds should be used for political activity or anything the PNP caretakers so desire. Rowe also accused the PNP member and official at the KSAMC of funding the activities of at least 4 dons in the corporate area. However, he told MOCA that while the monies to fund some PNP caretakers came from the KSAMC, he's unsure about the source of the money given to the area leaders by the PNP official. In another eyebrow-raising development, Rowe name-dropped a PNP caretaker in a key battleground constituency whom he says has been receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars from the KSAMC on a monthly basis. He says the funds were transferred to a PNP divisional chairman in the battleground seat who would then encash it and hand it over to the PNP caretaker. Rowe suggested to MOCA in detail that at least one senior official in the PNP knew about the corruption scheme. Nationwide News understands that as part of the MOCA probe, the anti-corruption agency seized Lawrence Rowe's Samsung A53 phone and extracted evidence. A host of damning text messages, voice recordings, and images relating to the KSAMC and the PNP form part of the MOCA investigation. Earlier this year, Kingston's Mayor Andrew Swaby strongly denied any wrongdoing by the KSMC on his watch. The denial came after a conversation leaked of Lawrence Rowe asking PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell why some PNP representatives received more resources from the KSAMC compared to others. Dr. Campbell said this was being done for strategic purposes ahead of the then anticipated calling of 2 divisional by-elections. The PNP General Secretary has since publicly strongly denied any involvement in or knowledge of any wrongdoing at the KSAMC.